Hi guys, and welcome to the Coaster Experience. My name is Adam Webb. As you can probably tell by the name of this channel, I am a roller coaster enthusiast. I've been a roller coaster enthusiast since I was a child. Ridden very numerous different roller coasters up and down the country and a few abroad as well. Obviously my numbers at the moment are still a little bit low compared to some other people out there on YouTube that are making these sort of videos. But I'm determined to get those numbers up, and I thought, you know what, why not document my experience. As you can probably tell, I am new to the world of YouTube, so any feedback will be welcomed in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the Coaster Experience, where I'll be bringing you more content in the future. So for my first video, I thought, why not go through my top 10 roller coasters that I have ridden so far. Starting at number 10, we have Wicker Man at Alton Towers. This is a GCI wooden coaster, opened in 2018. And I actually rode this coaster for the first time, opening weekend at Alton Towers last year, 2019. The stats of this ride aren't really that impressive. 72-foot drop, 43 miles an hour. However, the on-ride experience is a lot better than the stats would suggest. This thing feels like it's flying around that track. Great moments of airtime, really enjoyed it. The theming as well is absolutely top notch with a Wicker Man structure. You actually go through it 3 or 4 times, and the whole area around it is just fantastically done. Number 9 on my list is the Swarm at Thorpe Park. This is a 2012 B&M wing coaster. Personally, my favourite ride at Thorpe Park. One of those Marmite roller coasters. A lot of people don't like it, some people love it. Personally, I love it. It's got a height of 127 feet and a top speed of 59 miles an hour, and it's a very smooth, comfortable, relaxing experience, which is where I think a lot of people don't side with it, because some people want a more intense ride, they want more forces involved. I understand that, however, I don't mind a smooth ride. It's comfortable, it's really enjoyable. Really takes those inversions nice and gracefully and smooth, and it's just a different experience to everything else at Thorpe Park. The likes of Colossus, the Saw the Ride, they're very rough and headbangy, so this makes a nice welcome change, a smooth, comfortable B&M wing coaster. Number 8 on my list is Full Throttle, located at Six Flags Magic Mountain in California. This is a 2013 Premier Ride steel launch coaster. Launches you up to speeds of 70 miles an hour. Now the highlight of this ride is straight after that first launch, takes you into a 160-foot vertical loop. This is fantastic part of the ride. Takes that loop so slowly, leaves you hanging upside down for what feels like forever. Great moment of hand time. There's also a little surprise in this ride where after following on from that loop, you go around a bit, do like a stangle dive down into a tunnel where the ride comes to a complete halt, and you're sitting there thinking, what the hell is going on? After a few seconds of sitting there, it launches you backwards, halfway up that inversion and straight back again, carries you through that tunnel, and then you end up going over the initial loop. My only problem with the ride is the trim brakes that they have when you're coming down the hill. Kicking a bit too soon sort of kills the momentum of the drop. I wish there was a way they could have maybe extended that a bit longer, a bit more of a run-off space, so they can put the brakes after you come off the loop. But that's just a small thing. I still think it's a fantastic ride. Number 7 on my list is Nemesis, located at Alton Towers. This is a 1994 B&M invert coaster. I think this is famous worldwide. This coaster is one of the first B&M inverted coasters ever built. And what's really unique about this ride is that they actually built a huge trench, if you want to call it a trench, underneath the roller coaster for it to manoeuvre around in there, because at Alton Towers they can't build above the tree height, so they had to counteract this. They had to build down rather than up to enable the coaster to get the speed required. This is a very intense ride. I absolutely loved it. It's actually a funny story. When I first went to Alton Towers, I was about 6 years old, 5 or 6, and obviously I was too small to actually get on the ride. And I remember my older sister, who was 4 years older, she was able to. I was obviously very jealous, upset about that. 20 years later, 2019, I go back to Alton Towers and actually ride it for the first time, and I was not disappointed. Very intense, takes those inversions and all the transitions very fast, and I thought it was a fantastic coaster. Number 6 on my countdown is X2, located at Six Flags Magic Mountain. This is an aerodynamics 4th dimension coaster, and this is actually the coaster that put aerodynamics out of business, basically. Totally bankrupted them, which is sort of bittersweet, I suppose, and they went out with a bang. This ride is absolutely insane. The first drop in particular, the way you go backwards and the coasters actually rotate you face down, so you're looking down at 215-foot drop. Absolutely took my breath away. And from then on, it's just utter chaos from there. It's a very intense ride. My only gripe with this ride is you're not always going to get the most smooth and comfortable experience. I had 4 rides while I was there. 2 of them were smooth and comfortable. The other 2, a lot of head banging, a lot of banging with my legs. So it's kind of temperamental in that way. But nonetheless, it's definitely a must-do for anyone who's into coasters. My top 5 now, this is when the list got really difficult for me, because for me, any of these top 5 could be interchanged. Any of these are worthy of being number 1, but I had to make a decision. And my number 5 is Icon at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. This is a Mack Rides double launch coaster, launching up to a speed of 52 miles an hour. And I think these Mack launch coasters are very misunderstood. I mean, people hear double launch coaster, they think it's going to be really intense, something like Stealth or Top Thrill Dragster at Cedar Point, but it's more of a gradual launch. It's just purely to get the coaster up to speed, to complete the inversions and get around the track. However, I think it's fantastic. Loads of airtime on this coaster. Definitely the best airtime in the UK. We don't have that many airtime machines in the UK, but this is definitely the best one. And for me, it's the number 1 coaster in the UK at the moment. I know there's a few people who will agree with that, some won't. But for me, it's just the best roller coaster in the UK. It's just such a shame. I live in London. It's such a shame. It's such a long distance for me to ride it, because I'll be riding it every weekend otherwise. So at number 4, we have Twisted Colossus. This roller coaster is based at Six Flags Magic Mountain. It is an RMC dueling roller coaster, and I use that term dueling lightly, as many people who have been to Six Flags Magic Mountain will know it doesn't always duel. It tends to be hit and miss whether or not it does. That's one disappointment about the ride. Thing about the ride, I wish it did duel more often. But even without that, it's still an absolutely fantastic ride. You end up doing 2 laps of this ride. So you do the blue side first, which is fantastic. Lots of good first drop, nice inversions, good moments of airtime. And then you come back round and you do the green side as well. And that's where it's really unique about this ride. The fact you get 2 lift hills, 2 drops, just makes it that bit more special. I absolutely love this ride. I only got 3 rides in it when I went to Magic Mountain. I wish I got more, and I wish I got a back row seat, because I feel like that would probably be the best seat for you to experience the best amount of airtime in there. But I'm sure I'll get on it again and try it at the back seat. Number 3 on my list is Helix, located at Liseberg in Sweden. This is another Mack Rides double launch coaster, this time launching you up to a speed of 62 miles an hour. Like Icon at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, this is an airtime machine, and I loved it. I placed this above Icon purely because of the location it's set on. It's on top of a hill. The views from it are fantastic. You get a view of Gothenburg, the surrounding city Gothenburg around you, and the airtime is that much stronger. There's a particular moment in this ride after the second launch, after you complete that inverted top hat, you go around to the right and you hit this airtime hill, which is absolutely insane. It's actually my favourite airtime hill on any roller coaster I've ridden. Especially on the back row, it absolutely flies you out of your seat. You just feel like you're out of control and going to fly off into the city itself. Fantastic ride. My number 2 may surprise a few people, because it is at the same park as Helix, and that is Boulder, or Bowler, I'm not quite sure how you pronounce that. This is an intimate prefabricated wooden coaster, and I was absolutely blown away by this ride. Obviously I went to Liseberg for Helix, that's why I was going. That was the main ride. I knew about Boulder, but Helix was the reason why I was going. However, leaving Liseberg, Boulder was the one that really stuck me afterwards. The first drop in it is absolutely insane. It's only a 100-foot drop, but it packs a punch like any coaster that is 200 foot plus. Especially on that back row, when you go around that corner, it just feels like you're going to fly out of your seat. And from then on, every hill just gives you ridiculous ejector airtime. It's very intense. Got 2 night rides in it as well, which was brilliant. And yeah, I can't recommend this coaster highly enough. So for my number 1, we have Shambhala, located at PortAventura World in Spain. This is a B&M hyper coaster, the actually only B&M hyper I've done thus far. stands at 249 feet and has a drop of 256 feet, and that's due to a tunnel at the bottom, so it sort of goes underground for gives you an extra few feet of drop. This roller coaster was absolutely insane, and the funny thing about this, when I first rode this roller coaster, I was on the 3rd or 4th row, and I wasn't too blown away by it. I thought it was good, but I couldn't understand what all the hype was about. However, after going back round again and getting a back row ride, it was just confirmed as my #1 coaster. I absolutely loved it. From the moment that first drop, I was just out of my seat the whole way through. Great airtime in this. The splashdown, it's not really a splashdown, it's actually a water effect, but we'll call it a splashdown. It's a nice little touch in it. There's just so much airtime in this roller coaster, which I love. And yeah, I definitely want to get back out to Spain and ride that again. So that is it for my top 10. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments your personal top 10 coasters that you've ridden. Also, let us know what you'd like to see from us in the future, as we plan to bring you many more videos, and your ideas and points will be appreciated. That is it from me today, guys. Keep safe. Thanks very much for tuning in.